welcome to our panel discussion on Bhutan's international trade. I'm Kinga Palrup Kelsen, your moderator for today, and we have with us distinguished panel of experts to explore Bhutan's trade pattern, key partners, and economic theories. So let's meet our panelists. Firstly, we have Ms. Sapna Dumana. She's an economist specializing in trade policy. We have Mr. Pemishe, a trade consultant with experience in the regional market. Ms. Rupa Puyal, a professor of international economics. And Mr. Rizin Singh, a data analyst with expertise in Bhutan's trade statistics. Our discussion will dive into Bhutan's trade trends, composition, historical patterns, and their theoretical underpinnings, while also addressing challenges and opportunities. Let's start with an overview of Bhutan's trade landscape. Mr. Rinzin, could you provide a detailed picture of the latest trade data?
Thank you, Mr. Paldup. Bhutan's trade profile is shaped by its small, landlocked economy and strategic location between India and China. According to the World Bank and Bhutan Ministry of Finance in 2022, Bhutan exported 392 million USD worth of goods, ranking it 177th largest exporter globally. Imports were significantly higher at $1.36 billion, resulting in a trade deficit of approximately $957 million in 2023, up to 26.3% from 2022. Moreover, exports were concentrated with electricity, that is hydropower, accounting for around 31.9%, ferroalloys 26%, dolomite 5.2%, and cement 4.8%. Imports are led by a refined petroleum, that is 12.4%, computers, electrical machinery, and vehicles. India dominates as Bhutan's primary trading partner, absorbing 77.6% of exports and supplying 78.5% of imports in 2023. So the other partners include Bangladesh, that is 14% of exports, Italy 4.2%, and Nepal 2.1%. Historically, Bhutan's trade deficit has persisted since 2008, driven by high import dependence and limited export diversification. Export grew from $237 million in 2017 to $392 million in 2022, but imports have consistently outpaced them, reflecting reliance on foreign industrial and consumer goods. That's all about the Bhutan's trade.
So thank you, Mr. Rizin Singh, for that comprehensive overview. Now, Dr. Sapna Dumana, how have this trade pattern evolved over the past decade? And what are the key drivers and challenges of this?
Okay, thank you for the question. To talk about the trends, the patterns of trade. Over the past decade, Bhutan's exports have grown from $237 million in 2017 to $392 million in 2022, which is a 65% increase, primarily driven by hydropower exports to India, fueled by projects like Punasanchu 2 and Mandichu. The non-hydropower exports, such as ferroalloys, dolomite, and gypsum, have also risen but remain volatile due to global commodity price swings. Imports have grown faster, from $1.05 billion in 2011 to $1.36 billion in 2022, which is driven by demand for capital goods, consumer products, and energy-intensive inputs. A notable factor is Bhutan's cryptocurrency mining, which has increased domestic electricity use in 2023, reducing exportable hydropower surplus. However, Bitcoin holdings of $600 million, about 30% of GDP, have partially offset the trade deficit. The challenges include high trade costs due to Bhutan's landlocked status and a limited industrial base, which hinders export diversification. The Gross National Happiness Framework prioritizes environmental and cultural preservation over rapid industrialization, constraining export growth. Here, the opportunities lie in tourism recovery and niche agricultural exports, like organic products.
That's a new picture, especially with the cryptocurrency angle. So, Ms. Rupa Puyal, How does international trade theories like comparative advantage or Hesher-Ohlin model explain Bhutan's trade pattern over the year?
Thank you so much for your insightful question. So, Bhutan's trade aligns with several theories. First of all, comparative advantage, as per David Ricardo, explains Bhutan's focus on hydropower. Abundant rivers and low cost of production give Bhutan an edge, allowing it to export electricity to India and import goods like petroleum and machinery, which it produces less efficiently. The Hector-Olin theory suggests countries export goods using their abundant resources. So Bhutan's capital-intensive hydropower infrastructure and natural resources like dolomite drives its export, while it imports labor-intensive goods like textile and electronics from labor-abundant India and China. However, its small labor market limits diversification, showing the theory's limit for small economies. New trade theories highlight economies of scale and product differentiation. Bhutan's ferroalloy exports benefit from scale in mining, but its small market size restricts the differentiation, leading to reliance on bulk commodities. The gravity model explains India's dominance due to proximity and low trade cost, but it also highlights Bhutan's limited trade with distant markets.
That's a robust theoretical framework. So, Mr. Pemishe, how does India's dominance shape Bhutan's trade strategy? And what opportunities exist for diversifying our partners and products?
Thank you for the question. India's role is central, accounting for 77.6% of Bhutan exports and 78.5% of imports in the year of 2023. The 1949 Treaty of Friendship, geographic proximity, and India's financing of hydropower project ensure stable market access. However, this dependency makes Bhutanese vulnerable to India's economy or policy shifts like COVID-19 related border restriction. And other parties like Bangladesh, Italy, and Nepal import minerals and agricultural goods, but their shares are small. So China's trade is minimal due to the logistic and diplomatic barriers. As part the observatory of economic complexity, diversification opportunities include tropical fruits, legumes, and organic products, which aligns with the Bhutan agricultural strength and the regional demand. Niche export like cordyceps and matsutake mushroom could target Japan and South Korea, so investment in dry ports and digital customs could boost the competitiveness.
Thank you, Mr. Pema. Now let's explore the challenges further. Dr. Sabna, what are the biggest obstacles Bhutan faces in achieving a balanced trade profile and how can they be addressed?
Well, in that matter, Bhutan faces multiple obstacles, one of which includes high trade costs due to its landlocked geography and poor transport infrastructure are a major hurdle. The Asian Development Bank notes Bhutan's logistic costs are among South Asia's highest, reducing export competitiveness. Another problem can be stated as limited industrial capacity, which restricts value-added production, with most exports being raw commodities. The trade deficit, which is $957 million in 2023, reflects heavy reliance on imported capital and consumer goods. Bitcoin earnings and tourism help, but they are not long-term fixes. Again, human capital constraints with a small skilled workforce limit innovation in new export sectors. Solutions for this includes investing in trade infrastructure like Gilifu Dry Port to lower cost, promoting value-added agriculture such as organic food processing aligns with GNH and global demand, expanding vocational training in trade-related skills and leveraging regional agreements like BIMSTEC can also build capacity and open markets.
Very insightful answer you have given there, and I think the strategies are practical to apply. So now, Ms. Arupa, are there trade models or theoretical strategies Bhutan could adopt to overcome these challenges which you've mentioned?
Okay, so as to address those challenges, Bhutan could adopt export-led growth models like that of South Korea, focus on electronics by specializing in hydropower and organic agriculture. Investment in processing and branding is key to moving beyond raw materials export. The product space model suggests diversifying into related products like processed foods from fruits or construction materials from dolomite to leveraging existing capacities. A sustained trade model prioritizing eco-friendly products aligns with GNH. So Costa Rica's success with organic coffee and ecotourism is a blueprint. Bhutan could market organic foods and sustainable hydropower to green-conscious markets. However, the strategy requires balancing economic gains with environmental and cultural preservation, which is a core GNH principle.
That's a strategic blend of theory and practice. So, Mr. Rinzin, what specific metrics or trends should Bhutan monitor to guide its trade policies?
Once again, thank you for your question. Bhutan should track the trade balance, that is $957 million deficit in 2023, to assess diversification efforts. Export concentration through the Herfindahl-Hirschman index is high due to hydropower and ferroalloys, reducing its signals progress. Trade costs benchmark via the World Bank's Logistic Performance Index. Bhutan ranks 134th, need improvement. Foreign direct investment at $6.8 million in 2022 must grow to support infrastructure. In addition to that, real-time data from the National Statistics Bureau and OEC can help focus trends. Global demand for organic products growing 8% annually from 2018 to 2023 is an opportunity. A national trade data portal would enhance policy planning.
Actionable metrics, Mr. Rinzin. Thank you. Now, let's conclude with our final round. Each panelist, please share one key recommendation for Bhutan's trade policy, one opportunity in the future, and one risk to watch out for. We can start with Mr. Rinzin.
Thank you. Now, if I make recommendation for Bhutan trade policy, I would recommend Bhutan to develop a trade analytics platform for the free time data and for the focusing. And one opportunity that Bhutan should look into is to tap the Asians' growing demand for the organic fruits. Now, that's all from my point. Let's hear from other panel members.
Well, in my case, I would recommend Bhutan to pursue green trade agreements to promote sustainable exports. And opportunity for Bhutan lies in processed foods and construction materials with product-based model.
Well, in my case, I can recommend Bhutan in order to invest in trade infrastructure like dry ports in order to reduce logistic costs. And as for the opportunities, there are several opportunities in Bhutan that can be foreseen. However, the major one includes in scaling the organic food processing for global premium markets. And however, the risk here includes environmental strain from expanding trade infrastructure especially without the safeguard of GNH policies.
And I recommend expanding e-commercial trading for SMEs to assist the whole market and have opportunities in WTO membership for the niche export like cordyceps. And the risk could be digital divide, limiting technology which divide trade benefits.
Thank you all for your comprehensive insights. Bhutan international trade reflects its unique blend of resource, wealth, geographical constraint, and commitment to cross-national happiness. While challenges like trade deficits, partner dependency, and high costs persist, opportunity in diversification, technology, and sustainable trade offer a promising path forward. Thank you to our panelists and viewers for joining us. This has been an enlightening discussion, and we hope it sparks future dialogue on Bhutan's economic future. Thank you.